This is Jason Van Taten. I'm here with Voices of Liberty Radio, here with Sheriff Mack. Sheriff, can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing here in Kentucky and kind of what you and your organization are doing?
Well, I'm here because of my organization. We're promoting constitutional sheriffs all across this country, and right here in Jackson County, Kentucky, is one of our best sheriffs, one of our best constitutional sheriffs, and that's Denny Pyman. And he was one of the first ones, if not the first, to come out and tell the federal government, tell the President of the United States a little over a year ago that we're not doing your gun control here in this county. We swore an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. We're wondering why, Mr. President, you don't keep your oath, and we're forced to keep ours because of you. I think that was a great time for America when they saw this small town sheriff here in Kentucky set the example for the entire country as to what a sheriff can do and should do when the federal government is out of control and completely trampling on our own Constitution.
Absolutely. So we've seen a lot happening with what's happening at Bundy Ranch, and a lot of the sheriffs have come out to show support there. It seems to be there's an organic uprising of people saying we're not going to just stand by anymore and let another Waco happen, let this overreach of government happen. How do you think that's going to change the game moving forward?
Well, I think we already have changed the game. We've changed the political landscape of America when it comes to running for sheriff. I mean, we literally have hundreds and hundreds of sheriff candidates running all across this country, asking for the CSPOA endorsement, asking to become members of the CSPOA. Every day we get emails and calls. What do I have to do to be able to say that I'm a member of the CSPOA or that I have your endorsement? I said, well, join up, first of all, and anybody can join. Every American can become a member so that we understand that this is sheriffs plus we the people. And the most important aspect of the American government is the first three words of the Constitution, and that's we the people. So we're proud to have that. We're proud that we've made a difference. And the only thing, though, is we've got to make this bigger, better, and faster right now. And Sheriff Pyman has been doing that. We have other candidates here today running for sheriff that are constitutional candidates. And I think it's really indicative of the mood of the country in response to an out-of-control government. We don't have to go along with the federal government. They're not our boss. And if anybody would like to see the truth about that, read my Supreme Court decision when I beat the federal government. I beat the Clinton administration at the U.S. Supreme Court back in 1997. So,
Absolutely. Well, can you for those that aren't aware, it's been said that good constitutional sheriffs are really the last line of defense that the people have against an overreaching government. Can you talk a little bit about the powers of the sheriff and the good they can do in a county?
well, that's it. The ultimate good any sheriff can do is to protect you from having your rights violated. A lot of people say, well, you need to get a lawyer for that. What if you can't afford a lawyer? Who's going to defend you if you can't afford a lawyer? And who can really afford to go against the federal government in any court? I mean, look at IRS courts. They have unlimited funds. They have unlimited lawyers. They can go 20, 30 years. And I know people, literally, who have fought the IRS for over 20 years. And so what's the answer? How do you get out from that? If you don't have millions to fight them, you're going to lose either way. And what if you have to expend every dime you've ever saved your entire life, everything that you've ever worked for, and now you have to spend it on trumped-up charges from the IRS? That should never be, and the IRS should not be here. So my question then is to every sheriff in this country, not just Kentucky, but the entire country. How are the people in your county going to be protected from the crimes and the ruthlessness of the IRS? If you don't do it, who's going to do it? Certainly isn't going to be Washington, D.C., or politicians, or Congress, or the president. I mean, they're the ones that allowed this and have allowed it for years and years, for over decades, where the IRS has been abusing citizens. So Uh, but you can ask yourself that about other federal bureaucracies. Who's going to protect the people from the EPA? Do you know how many jobs the EPA has destroyed? And now we see the BLM destroying the ranching industry, not just in Nevada, but all across this country. The BLM has turned off water to the Klamath Falls Basin in Oregon. They've turned off the water to the San Joaquin Valley in California, where we get 50% of our fruits, vegetables, and nuts. I just was there a few weeks ago, supporting a good constitutional sheriff in Merced County. You know, if we don't wake up, the federal government's going to ruin all of our land, all of our ranching industry, all of our farms, all of our mining, all of our logging, all the coal mining. When are we going to tell the federal government, stay out of our lives, stay out of our counties, stay out of our states? If you really want to protect and defend somebody in your county, you're going to have to tell the federal government to leave them alone. And that's the ultimate authority and responsibility of the sheriff. He's the only elected law enforcement officer in the county, basically. And so he's promised that he would uphold and defend, protect, and preserve the U.S. Constitution. So keep your word.
There you go. So if people want to get active and get involved in your organization, what's the best way they can do that?
Well, just go to our website, and that is cspoa.org. Stands for Constitutional Sheriffs Peace Officers Association, cspoa.org. And anybody can become a member. We invite you to be a part of this and do something more. And the bottom line is, whether you join us or not, you must have a relationship with your sheriff. Know who he is. Ask him the all-important question: are you a constitutional sheriff? And have you read Sheriff Mack's book, The County Sheriff, America's Last Hope? If you haven't, then you better get him one.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
No problem.
All right.